COVID.
It said we're live. Oh my gosh! But I'm gonna hit this button. Hopefully, Bob will be done. What did he say?
Are we live?
I'm gonna get off.
We're
I'm gonna
live.
get off over here. And anyway,
I don't think so. Not yet.
we're live, and we got 9 whole people, and 5 of them are here.
What? We still got the music going. Oh, there we go.
By the way, I have found that's not true, Bill.
What?
I've been on some live streams lately where I know that there were like 5 people in the stream or 6 people, and it's only showing like 3 or 4. So I don't think
It's
it counts.
14 now.
I don't know.
What do we got
It says
going?
14 now.
I actually made a rookie mistake and had my YouTube audio playing, so I thought we were behind, but I was behind and ahead.
So that's where that echo came from. Hey, everybody! Glad to have everybody
no,
here.
it was in my headset, but yeah.
Okay, and I wanted to tell everybody.
Okay, I'm done.
Hey,
You need a cigarette, Bob? You okay?
Hey.
Or, you know.
First off, let's say happy birthday to, where is Matt? Is Matt in the chat? Matt's probably not here. But anyway, today's Matt's birthday, not Maddie, Drone World.
Not Maddie.
Matt Bagwell.
Matt Bagwell.
Happy
and then
birthday
and
to
we had
you.
Ron was a birthday boy this week earlier also. So happy birthday to Ron too.
Thank you.
And Ron, too.
So Ron, I saw you on Drone Nation the other night.
Yes.
And you were talking about how deeply discounted the Mavic 3 was going to be.
As a refurb, right?
As a refurb.
Yeah, I almost thought about grabbing a backup.
About a week ago, but sometime last week, on DJI.com, the website themselves, on the refurb store, it was down to $17.49 as a refurb, but that quickly disappeared. That may not have been up there 24 hours and was gone. But then I know Johnny and DeMarco, they discovered it was for the same price on DJI's official eBay store for $17.49.
Yeah.
And then I think during the show Monday night, somebody found it for $15.49 on DJI's official eBay store.
Huh.
Now,
I
haven't checked.
It's a great drone.
I haven't checked in the last 24 hours, so I don't know if they're still at the store at any of these prices. But here's even a better deal: the Flymore kit, which I believe was originally almost $3,200, was on the official DJI eBay store for only $21.99. So that includes the extra two extra batteries, the multi-charger,
and that $300 bag.
$300 bag.
Wow.
Does that come with the ND filters also, Chuck?
Yeah, it comes with ND filters. I didn't do the Flymore myself. I bought everything a la carte when I did
it too. I did the same thing. Bought everything a la carte.
I bought the base drone, and then I bought 2 more batteries. I bought the hub, and then I bought the extra propellers, and then I bought ND filters from Freewell because I wanted the VND, and I skipped the bag because I already have a place to put the drone.
How about the RC Pro?
And I bought the RC Pro.
Yeah, of course.
The RC Pro
you left the headline out there. You got.
I knew out of the gate.
Yeah, the RC Pro. I had to have it because I was coming from a Mavic 2 Pro with the smart controller.
Exactly.
I couldn't go.
I knew
to use your phone.
The RC1N was.
I knew the minute that I bought my Mavic 3, I had to have the RC Pro. It wasn't one of these weight things, man.
You can't go I couldn't go backwards, and then I was itching for the the Mavic 3 I was waiting for them to sort that crap out, and they did. But then I wanted the Mini 3 Pro, and I wanted it on the RC Pro because I was so used to having a Mavic 2 Pro and a Mini 2 on the smart controller. Now I have RC Pro controlling everything.
Yeah.
And then when I want to travel light, I have the DJI RC traveling light, which is really sweet.
You got the best of both worlds now, Chuck.
I have more crap than I need, as always.
Yes. So, Bill, this begs the question, Bill. Okay, if this proposed Mavic 3 Classic arrives at $13.99 without the zoom lens, only the 4/3 lens on it. I mean, would it behoove you to skip that and pay an extra, say, well, actually $150 and get the refurb full Mavic 3 with the full zoom? And remember, being that this is from DJI's official site, you still get the 1-year warranty, just as if you would have bought it new on the refurb.
Okay, now you're talking about the classic, the new one.
Well, I'm saying
he's comparing the classic.
Does it make any sense to buy the classic, where just for a little bit more money you can get?
People are going to be pissed off at the classic because I've heard a different rumor.
It doesn't.
I've heard a different rumor.
Oh, go ahead, Bill. Wait a minute, Bill. Go ahead.
I've heard it's not going to have the mechanical shutter.
Well, no, it won't. Of course not. It's gonna lack the zoom lens.
It's not gonna have. Yeah, so it's just gonna be. But that's what I'm trying to say. People were thinking it was gonna have a mechanical shutter.
No,
and
the Enterprise does.
I think, and then people are gonna be really pissed that it may even have a fixed aperture.
Now,
because
I guess it could. Yeah, that'll be interesting.
$12.99. $12.99.
Yeah. Well, personally, if I wanted a second Mavic 3 for redundancy, if I crash my Mavic 3 out in the field or whatever, I would go with a refurb as a backup. But,
and get the full camera.
Yeah, but I really just want the drone only.
But he said, okay, Maddie's saying he's sure it will have a variable aperture. That's not what I was hearing, because
that'll
they're saying,
yeah, I wonder. I mean, I was expecting it to have the variable aperture and just not have the zoom lens.
Well, that's a good conversation. Do you think that they can shave that much money off the I think the current price of the Mavic 3 is $20.49 right now, because they've dropped it $150. But to get it down to either $12.99 or $13.99, now you're shaving off like another $700. Do you think just taking out the zoom is enough to shave that $700? Or like Bill said, do you think they'll have to give up something else, like the variable aperture, to get that price point down to $12.99 or $13.99?
What if they go the other way, Ron? What if the Classic has the RC1A or the RCN1 or whatever it is, RC1N?
The one that comes with the Mini 3 Pro.
Yeah, that remote like that came with the Mavic 3 originally, and then the Mavic 3 suddenly starts showing up with the new DJI RC, which is what it should have come with.
You changed the name of the channel.
Well, Chuck, that would help sell it if it did come with the DJI RC instead of the standard RN1 controller that nobody wants anymore, because everybody has a whole bunch of them around with their other.
Yeah. I have 2 of them. I haven't used either one.
Exactly. Everybody's got.
I like the Mac Cam.
Yeah, I know they're worthless, but
Brian, did you hear that?
You're full screen, dude.
Angel's still on honeymoon. That's why I can't.
Wave to the world. Look at your full screen.
I just want to let
No,
Phil
you didn't
know.
see what. Look at the comment.
Oh,
He's glowing. That's because he's glowing.
hey,
Yeah,
she's out of town right now. She's in Chicago. And then
do you need a minute like Bob did? Are you okay?
No. And then I'll be going to Orlando tomorrow, so I'll see her in Orlando.
Oh, there you go.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh, then the honeymoon will resume.
Going to
again.
Disneyland?
No, we have a conference, so I'll see my brother. I don't think we have time for any.
No
We're not gonna
Disneyland.
have any time for any Disney World or Universal. We'll just go to dinner. It's a nutrition conference, so they usually got us working, so we'll be busy. So
they being in the honeymoon phase, they wouldn't be allowed in Disney World. They'd be making too much noise in the hotel room.
guys, let me tell you, I was gonna say I already been married once, so it's not like it's not all woo.
Actually, don't some people go to Disney World for their honeymoon? Isn't that like some
Why? Why
think
would you do that? That's like what Las Vegas is for.
They
That's where you
do,
make,
and
that's where you make
also-
kids. You
I
don't bring
also
kids
went
to
to
Las
a
Vegas.
Disney
You make them
wedding.
there.
I went to a Disney wedding.
There you go. See,
Yeah.
That sounds like a
Mickey and
Mickey Mouse
Minnie-
deal right there.
Mickey and Minnie can only be in one part of the park at a time, so you have to pay extra for the wedding.
Okay, of course.
Oh,
You
yeah.
get
Like, they don't have
costumes and
extra
everything
costumes or
else,
something, because it's
Yes.
not like they're like really a mouse.
Yeah.
That's like there's only one of them.
Yeah, no, there's on Disney cruises, you have to pay like $200-300
Yes.
to have a visit by a princess or Mickey or Minnie.
I got your princess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Does she come dressed?
Screw Disney.
Yeah.
Okay, so any
Scum.
other? We haven't heard any other astounding updated news. just the price changes and stuff like that. More rumors about when stuff's coming out. Like I said, the biggest reason, like Ron was saying, I don't think that zoom lens setup is a $700 apparatus.
It's not. Have any of you guys with Mavic 3s used it? I know Angel's used it, and
I love using it.
Yeah, I do too.
I use it very sparingly at 7x zoom, and I get really good results with it. It's very specialized, but I can get good results.
And 14 and 28.
Really now?
Well, but the 28 has to be like, that's Mount Rainier, right? Like 60 miles away.
Uh-huh.
That's when that looks good. If I do it like I'm trying to shoot the Space Needle, it looks really pixelated. So I feel like you have to be damn near far away for the 28 or 14 to be usable.
I thought like when I was in Alaska, I used the 7x, and it was golden hour, and I was filming like a parallax shot kind of where I had the drone I was translating and yawing the drone at the same time to get this really cool feel. And the 7x zoom did it for me without a lot of it was clean.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'd use it for much
more.
Like,
the drone can get that parallax.
You're trying to break things.
Yeah, that's where it really works for me. For that one, I had one shot that I was like, "Holy crap, that's awesome!" And I didn't want to stop the shot in the video for Alaska. I was like, "I got to keep running that."
Yeah,
but anyway,
you thought you both got lawyers. A Hollywood movie here.
They both got lawyers.
Getting there. We're working on it, Ron. But yeah, I think the zoom lens, that's where it really shines. Is a shot like that is where it really shines. But most of the time you're going to use just the 4/3, because the 4/3 is just flipping amazing.
Yeah,
that detail
absolutely. But
sometimes what you can do with the zoom is even more important than the detail of the 4/3. It all depends on the shot, Joe.
And what you're doing, Ron. But the detail in the 4/3 is really amazing. I mean,
it's the best I've ever seen on a drone.
Oh my God, you can look right through windows, like when I'm filming the VRBOs and stuff. Like this is amazing where you can and then anything that has detail buried that you would have lost with one of the other drone cameras is there. And in D-Log, you can just bring it back, and it's unreal.
So the 7x has been great. Like when I did the Blue Angels fly over Rainier, that was 14x and looked spectacular. And then my video the other day that was on Lake Union, I did 28 zoom with Rainier, and it's just stunning. But that's digital. It has to be far. It's digital.
Yeah, because your 7x is optical. That's why I say I stick to the. I'm kind of.
But Angels talk about with the Blue Angels and then plans like that. I mean, you can't be picky about this. You just have to.
Yeah, it's not perfect. It's not perfect.
To really show what you need to show with that kind of shot. You can't be picky and say I need to have the 7x, but it's so small that nobody knows what you're doing.
Yeah. What about if you filmed 7x and pulled it in digitally later in post?
That might.
How would that compare? How would that compare to pulling in like while you're filming?
That's an interesting question.
Ron, I'm going to tell you something right now.
Especially if you're recording in 5K where you got some extra resolution to play with.
Well, not just that.
You can punch in a little bit with the 5K.
Yeah. The new photo softwares that are out there, and I'm going to tell you this, Ron, because I know you have it, is when you want to go get Skylum's, Luminar Neo, and that noise AI, I'm telling you, is incredible. Because you've seen the pictures that I've been kicking out here lately.
They're awesome.
And it's just cleaning everything up really good.
And
Bill, did you use that with Mini 3?
It was one of the proposed feature modules, one to add extra detail back in.
I'm not 100% sure.
I think this is rumor. I'm talking rumor now. I think they have a module coming out where it will add, I don't know if they use the word detail, but I mean, it's just, it's going to put more in the image.
It restores it a bit.
Wait a minute. I must have missed the joke. Okay, Barry's saying I'm definitely not wearing pants.
That's just wrong. That's too much information, Barry.
We just got demonetized again.
Bill's not wearing pants, or Barry's not wearing pants?
No, he says I'm not wearing pants. And I missed the joke, but apparently Chuck understood. I'm not sure which one's creepier. Anyway.
Well, it's actually so
I'm not a newscaster. I am not newscaster. Sorry, Ron.
Okay, what?
Sorry, Ron.
I said,
All right, here
it's
we go.
cool up here at the shore. I got long pants on for a change.
Yeah, we're
I'm still wearing
I do
shorts.
too.
The sun came out here
Yeah.
again finally after a little bit of what do they call it, Angel? Fog rain. That's one of our
That's right.
one of our 67 little known weather precipitation titles.
Fog
and
rain.
It's called fog rain.
What is that exactly?
Fog rain.
It's
Not fog
it's
raw, but fog rain.
fog rain.
Fog
we only
rain.
have it
Well,
here in
Bob, it's probably
Seattle.
100
Hey, you
in Vegas,
guys-
right?
Fog rain.
Yeah.
Have you
It was
guys?
96, 97 today. Yeah.
Well, Bob's not getting it, but okay. Angel, Bill,
Yep.
Ron, maybe Brian. Have you guys had those nice crisp fall mornings where the steam comes up off the water, any water formation like ponds and stuff? I totally have to film that soon. As soon as our fall colors
Yeah.
come out, I have to get that. That's like
Yeah,
so
it's always good stuff.
Yeah.
very Scottish. He didn't say he was wearing a kilt.
Oh.
He's wearing like it's all free in the breeze down below
I
the
was gonna
belt.
say
man.
he suddenly comes up and says, "Wait, is there a draft?"
It's a little drafty in here.
It's always a draft.
No drafts in Vegas, right? Hey, Brian, has it cooled down in Houston yet?
Oh.
Yeah, that's why I haven't been around much because I've been out flying for like the last month every
You've been
night.
taking
I was
advantage
gonna
of the
say,
cold weather,
Brian's out there making it happen.
He is.
Yay.
Brian, you're wearing a hoodie
I'm like,
nowadays. huh?
damn, he's flying.
No,
all
but
over the place.
it's been in like the 70s at night. It's in the 50s and 60s in the morning. I mean,
Yeah,
Oh,
Eric.
this is
boy.
like
Yeah.
Perfect.
how's weather.
Perfect.
You guys are in
It's
heaven
really
over
nice
there,
the
huh?
way you get that when you have that warm water. The water mass is warm,
Ah.
air is cold. You get that really awesome. It's very spooky and cool looking. It's
Mhm.
mystical
Wait,
Mhm.
I'm gonna catch up here. Y'all keep
in the
talking.
morning.
Oh, everybody. Okay, because Barkley was talking about that. Everybody would forget Barkley, but I don't think he noticed it because I said Bartley, Barney, Bucky. That's it, Bucky.
Bucky,
But he didn't see it, so I
oh,
just thought it was-
Barkley.
because
Barkley.
right. But he was talking about
107 drones.
people forgot his name or would forget him. He was making a joke when he was in the chat in an earlier stream.
I won't forget now. 107. If you're Barkley, I'll remember.
Yeah.
Because he's a local boy to me. He's in my neck of the woods here.
Ah.
I think. Aren't you
Oh, I didn't
Barkley?
know.
Aren't you like up here in Syracuse with me?
Yes, we did watch. We were talking about. I kept waiting for it. We got to
Oh,
hear
the cooking thing.
this is Alaska, but no, this is shrimp tacos.
The shrimp taco video was filmed in the Catskills back in July, and Lori just took her time editing it. She hadn't gotten around to it, so but she needs to do more though. We really there is no This is Alaska cooking tutorial. Sadly, we didn't get around to it, which is a bummer.
Mm. Salmon. Yes.
Yeah.
I was
We
gonna
should
let you
have.
know that you've inspired us. We're gonna do a video. This is Seattle with Bill and I.
Yeah, we're gonna.
You know that
we're gonna
whole
visit-
that whole.
Yeah.
We're gonna take aerial shots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna take aerial shots of the
Oh.
hookers.
Maybe I
There
can
you
get
go.
Tom Dowling to
Oh,
do
the
this is
tent
Vegas.
villages and you can get the tent villages and stuff. The whole
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
Alaska
yeah.
thing. Just I
We'll-
told you
maybe
guys.
we'll
it
even
just-
we'll interview some homeless people too.
There you go.
I was gonna say I want to do a documentary on the homeless, and I also
We
want to do a
do
documentary
need
on the
we do need
ladies
to
of
do
the
something
night.
like that.
Yes,
we do.
you
need
know
to do
those
that.
would both be.
They
very
have those
interesting
in
videos,
Seattle.
Angel.
Oh my
They have
god!
those-
Like
what, man,
down the street from my house.
I was gonna say. I live 20 miles north of Seattle in Everett, and we got them here.
down the
Yeah.
street
Wow.
from
I'm not
my house.
100% sure, but I
Yeah.
think my neighbor leaves
Can
at
you-
1:15 a.m. every night for a reason.
Angel, think about if you could do an interview with some of the people that are distraught like that, and then you could get some drone footage of the massive tent camps and really show
Oh yeah, yeah.
just the expansiveness of them, because it really is mind blowing when you drive.
Oh,
by
and we
them.
could ride along. We could ride along I-5, and well,
Yeah.
405 is not as bad as it was.
You
but
could
I-5
totally do the most epic video ever if
Especially
you're
when you get to
comfortable
the
talking
city.
to them.
Oh no,
off
totally.
ramps.
I-
The
You know,
off ramps
I
are
mean,
so bad. The off ramps are worth so bad
yeah.
because they're panhandling right there at the off ramps trying to get your money. And the city, they're literally like, "Hey, my house is right over there."
Well,
you
it was quite sad that I moved here in 2011, and they were all underneath I-5, and then
Under
there
the
was a shooting that
overpasses and
occurred,
stuff.
and there was a shooting that occurred, and then they made everyone leave, and then it's just kind of spread all around the city, and then the ladies of the night, they're like up and down Aurora
Yeah,
Avenue.
it's
So
my-
I'm 1 block
too much.
away. And the thing is like one of the days early in the morning, they'll be out there. I'm bringing my kids to school. Some lady comes and shakes her butt in like in front of my kids, and they just kind of laugh.
Oh my
And
God.
the craziest thing is that they did not see these ladies for probably 6-7 years. Like when they drove through, but it never really occurred to them. And now
Yeah.
they see them all the time, and they're like, "Oh my God!" And my daughter sometimes is like, "What the hell is she wearing?" So it's just kind of hilarious. But I'd like
It's
to do 2
interesting.
documentaries.
There you go. Brian's
There-
next live stream. Be
There
sure to
you
tune
go.
in Friday.
Yeah, it'd be a
Hookers and
live stream
drones.
on the street.
Hey, you know what? That sounds like my kind of hobby shop.
Hey,
Just don't
this
bring
is
any
good.
valuables with you. Just
I'm
you know,
talking
bare
about
minimum, so you
fishermen.
don't get pickpocketed.
Yeah.
talking about-
No, but I think what would
Drones
be,
and hoes. Look at North Side. It's
Drones-
genius.
I like it. I like it.
Drones
But
and
no,
hoes.
Dom's
I
got
wanna
it.
go-
Dom's got it. Yeah.
I'd like to meet some of them and just be like, "Hey, how did you get into this? Like, what exactly is the?"
Oh no! I've even better.
That's
You
what
can
I'm
start
saying.
buying your significant other "I'm a drone hoe" T-shirt.
Drone
I
hoe.
like it. I 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 like it. So yeah,
We're gonna
Strangely
give part of
enough,
the
in
proceeds-
Las Vegas, there are no street hookers. They've there used to be, but
They're in the lobby.
currently they're not.
They're in the lobby.
They're there, but they're
in
not on the street.
casinos. Aren't they on the casinos?
Weren't they on the
Nah.
side?
Wait a
Weren't they
minute! I thought,
advertised
wait a
on the
minute! I
sides of
thought,
buses?
I thought there was a punchline, and he was going to say they'd unionized, and now you had to refer to them as concierge assistants.
No,
Oh.
no, it's part of the clean up the city, effort here. There's,
So if you
there's
say
no
hooker,
girls
do you go to
walking.
jail? Hooker!
Crazy.
Ah!
Yeah,
Well, we're totally squirreled out here now. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yes.
but guess what? Bill, the next time you come down,
it's long
let's go-
exposure.
let's
You
go do
know,
this. Yeah, I know, we're
Ooh,
talking about
long
long
exposure. That
exposure.
sounds like a porn movie
Long
right there.
exposure.
Speaking of long exposure, should we get
Dirk
into
Diggler.
it, Bill?
What? I'm sorry. Yes, we have. Okay, so and if you didn't know already, Lance was on Bob's show earlier, and he commented that he was going to be. He had filmed a video for us to show, explaining long exposure, and I will word it this way. He's explaining long exposure from Lance Cadena's viewpoint. So just remember, Lance put this together like super fast, and I think everybody will get a kick out of it. It's kind of cool. There's some basic things that he covers in the video, and yes, you will probably get numerous comments from the peanut gallery as we watch this video.
Everybody get their coffee ready, though.
yes.
But
Just saying.
please remember that you can also reach out to Lance Cadena for any information you need about purchasing said
to go,
drones
Angel.
at the beginning of the video.
There you go, brother.
I got to do work after this, so I'm ready.
You're gonna need more than that, man. You're gonna need like the double
Wait a
shot.
minute. Here we go. I'm gonna
espresso.
let's see. Will it have audio? That's the thing.
Roll that video.
Here we go.
Love the camcorder.
Stay tuned for drone therapy. Hey, good evening. My name is Lance Cadena, and I have been invited to Bill Thomas's drone therapy, and he wants me to talk about long exposure. And there's many ways to do that, obviously with a DSLR camera, but in particular, we're going to talk about using it with a drone. Before I do that, I kind of let you know a little bit about myself. I started flying drones 2014. I had a little macro, little toy drone that filmed in 720p, which was terrible. And it flew like a toy drone. It was all over the place, so hard to fly. Then I moved up to
Switch from water to wine.
the Iris Plus 2, and I'll show you that here. My very first drone that was of any quality was my Iris 2, Iris Plus 2, and it's a big old drone, and I love this, and I'm selling this one. It's got a monitor with it that you can watch.
Gotta sell the
Long
drones
exposure.
first.
By the way, you want to buy a drone?
Software.
Yeah, you gotta sell drones first.
It's 3D.
I don't blame you.
Robotics is the software, but
I was kind
again,
of surprised.
nice
I was like,
big
"Oh, okay,
drone,
we're unloading drones. That's
does
cool."
fly. I've got
Maybe
the
that would be
controller.
cool.
Like I said, I've got
Like maybe
the
have
monitor,
like a 10-minute segment.
monitor.
Like people would send
got a
in
monitor
pictures
with
of
it,
their
2
drone that they want us
monitors,
to sell.
Do you
Um,
want
we
to
would
do
say,
like
"Man,
we
here's
could
the
do
drone."
that
Actual
if you're up to a bill, you could have like a little.
selling this. I've got 4 or 5 batteries. One
Told you,
I've
Angel.
never used. It's brand spanking new.
Told you.
And the case.
Hey,
So,
kid, what's up?
let me know if you're
Only $39.95.
Huh.
Wait a minute, we got more.
Then I went
Is Lance
to
selling
the,
this? Is that?
Yeah,
But wait,
Phantom.
there's
Lance is
more.
selling this.
You
Right here.
also get
Here's my
this lovely set of
DJI,
Ginsu knives.
Phantom 3. I've got 5 batteries, 4
I had
here,
a
1 in
Phantom
the
3 for
drone, my
about a month.
controller, the charging cable.
But this is,
extra
can you
props.
imagine? Hey, everybody
let me
that's
know.
got
I'm
a
selling
drone
this
show,
with
what do you
the
think about
case.
this?
Nice-
Like
nice
somebody does like a
case.
5-minute sale video,
And then, of
and then we
course,
show the sale
Mavic
videos.
2 Pro, which
You
was
know?
my which
I'm
was
selling my
favorite
Mavic 2 Pro
software
with my filter.
to
Da, da,
use.
da, 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 da.
And
Please
then
contact me. Chuck Novak.
went,
Da, 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 da.
purchased a Mini 2.
You do have a Mavic 2
sold
Pro to
that
unload with 2
buy the
batteries, but no
Mini
controller.
3,
Anybody lose one in the drink and need another Mavic 2 Pro, let me
Mini
know.
3 Pro. Gosh, there's so many names.
All right, here we go. We're starting to get into
And
the
then,
meat of
of
the thing.
course, then the Mavic 3. So that's kind of where I sit right now.
He's got a Mavic 3 and a Mini
I'm
3.
going to rant a little bit on DJI.
Oh, whoops, sorry,
and
we're
their
gonna rant.
products. I hate the way they market their apps. I think I don't know if that's marketing.
Angel,
but,
are you okay?
Some
couple things that
DJI
irked me.
rant
they
going on here.
didn't add waypoints to the Fly app, and which is to me ridiculous.
I don't
on the
want
way
one as
they
bad
do
as I
that.
used to.
You'd think that
I don't
they would
use
be able
waypoints
to,
anymore.
and
I don't want a Nevada as bad as I did.
treat me like
You don't want a
kid.
Nevada? That's a fun
You know,
drone.
you call
You're
it
missing
auto
out.
I don't want.
and
Well, when I thought I was
pro
going
mode.
to
How many
just trade my
photographers say,
Skydio,
"I'm
and
gonna
the dude
switch
was
my
like
dial to
coming with all these
pro."
lame excuses. I'm going to do this for another, and I was like, dude,
Jeez, that just
okay,
irks me.
fine. You don't want the drone. I'm done talking to you. Just
Call
buy.
it manual. Call it manual mode. My gosh, that is terrible. Anyway,
This thing is a
that's my
riot.
ranting. Hey, so long exposure. Long
tell
Oh, here we go.
Lord,
Here we go. Here we go. Long
Okay,
exposure.
good, good,
Sorry,
good.
Lance. Okay, I'll shut up. I gotta
because it's
respect
dark
Lance.
out,
I'm
and
respecting him.
you can go to pro mode. And turn
What?
to
It's just
pro
like
mode,
Pocket
and
2,
then you've
Lance.
got,
Pro mode is like Pocket 2.
you know, access
There's
to
auto and
ISO.
pro.
You've got access to shutter speed, and you've got access to your your aperture.
Yeah.
So aperture,
I do have
ISO,
rip protection
and shutter
her.
speed, and I'm going to walk you through those real quick and kind of tell you what they do. If you change one, it's going to affect the other two. So let me grab my board. I'll be right back.
Here we go.
Yes, here we go.
Education time.
So let me introduce the exposure triangle, or what I call the trifecta. You've got shutter speed, ISO, and f-stop. Shutter speed is how fast
You can tell that
the
Lance is an
lens will open and
educator.
close. The ISO
Well, I'm actually
is,
slowly beginning to
how
understand better.
sensitive the,
I never
sensor
really
is to
understood
light,
that the
and
higher the
f-stop
ISO, the more
is
grain you're going to
the
get.
depth of
It
field.
just never
yeah.
registered, you know.
Noise, yeah.
And then when he
affect
was talking
how
about
much
the
light
f-stop,
will enter
about
into
how
your
like when
lens.
it's a
So
low number, like
that's what you need to
f2.8,
think
it's like
about.
when your
I
eyes
changed the shutter
are all the
speed.
way open,
The other two
and then when
things
it's
are
like
going to be
f22 is when you're
affected,
squinting.
Okay? So if
Exactly, dude. That's
make
exactly
a
what's going
faster
on.
Shutter speed, it's going to be a darker
Exactly.
image because there's less light traveling through the
Oh shit,
sensor.
we missed
So
an important
think of it that way.
plot point.
If
What
I
miss?
were to open this up at nighttime, it's easy to do. I would say use a shutter speed of 1 second. The ISO could be dropped down to like 100. I try not to go above
A second
800.
shutter speed at
You know,
night?
the increments roughly are 100,
Really?
200,
Remember he was talking
400,
earlier about getting 3
800,
seconds.
1600. I don't think
that's
we
a
get
long time they've
3200
shut
on
her up.
drones. But
Can you imagine
that's
the
what you have on
streaking,
the
especially
ISO,
from a
and
highway?
The f-stops go from anywhere from
I mean, that's a cool effect if you're
f2.8
going
to
for that.
f11 on the Mavic 3 and also the Mavic 2 Pro. And
Chuck!
I try to stay as low on the f-stop as I can unless I'm trying to.
Yeah, I
do
said that
something
before, didn't
special.
I?
We'll talk about that later. And the ISO, I try to
Is
bring
this
it down.
drone
as
Well, I
there?
told you guys we
Try
could
not to
add
go
any
above
background we
800.
wanted to them. We could put them on the
Ideally, try
streets
not
of
to
San
go above
Francisco,
400,
whatever we
but,
wanted. With
you
the
know,
he
100
offered the
could
green
be
screen.
Yeah.
400 sometimes. times, and then the shutter speed again.
That is
depending on what
literally
you're trying
a
to
green
capture. So if
screen.
you're
It
trying to
is a
capture
green screen. I
cars
mean, we
going
could
down
we
the
could.
street and you have light streaks.
Lance,
You
we
want
love
at
you.
least
Thank you very much. You've
half
made a lot of
second, depending on
sense.
how
We're
fast
just
the cars are going. Of
we're
course.
old men who
A
make
half a
fun of
second
things to get
Sorry,
laughs.
Lance. I
3
mean, I'm
seconds.
disrespecting
gone
him.
up to
He's
3
doing a good
seconds on
job.
drone
Hey, holy
at
shit!
150 feet, and it's pretty darn.
No, I didn't know you were here, Al. Not fair.
Hey, Al. Hi, bye.
So,
we had a nice
that's
talk
what
on the phone yesterday. Al's a good dude.
The
But-
triangle.
Oh, Al's a
is.
super
I'm going
good
to share that with you guys. With a long exposure at night, you probably, like I said, I'm going to show you some examples. I have anywhere from half a second to 3 seconds, and I'll put those here right now. Here's an example
go.
of a slow
There we
shutter
go.
speed. This is 1 second exposure.
Okay, now I
Notice
see it.
it's
That's cool.
also f-stop F11. If you look
Oh,
at
wow.
the street lights, they look like stars.
Is he in
If I
Boston?
would have shot this at
Oh, this is
2.8,
No, that's
it would
Tacoma.
have been
That's
a
Tacoma.
So they have a
regular
bridge like
street
Boston,
light.
like the Zig
And then
Bridge?
my ISO
Yeah, we
was
got all
anywhere
kinds of
from
killer shit to
100
shoot here. I just need to get my
400.
ass
So
out and
it's
go
either
get it with
100,
these guys.
200, or
Yeah.
400.
I wish
I'm gonna have to
Lance
get
had
out
shown
my
this
ass,
earlier.
'cause if
This
I
is
start getting
really.
stuff, then they'll get views too.
Oh man, Lance should have just
In
talked
this
about this and
daytime
talked about the
shot,
stuff with this.
I
The footage
also
is great.
had a neutral density filter of
See, there we go, talking about the filters.
ND32. That's the strongest one I have.
Yeah.
And I shot that at a half a second at ISO 100 and f-stop F11 to close the iris up some.
Okay, is this a
I
hyperlapse
didn't want a
though?
lot of light in there. So
Yeah, it
to
looks
do
like
that
it, but he has a
during
lot of
the
motion
day,
blur.
I really set my aperture.
Oh, yeah,
as
did you
close
share
as
Lance's
possible,
channel,
and
Bill?
I bring my
Oh, hang on, I'll get to
ISO
it.
down as much as
can
I
we
can
Good
do-
question.
100.
Good question.
I'm gonna get there.
Here's an
Can we-
example of my ND32. I'm taking it on and off of the front of the lens on my drone. That's
We can
the
do a manual
strongest,
hyperlapse. We can do manual
ND
settings on
filter
everything on
I
hyperlapse.
have.
I thought it was all
They do
auto.
make stronger ND filters.
You're
128,
supposed to be able to use all the good stuff in
256.
Mavic 3
They
now.
may even make ND.
You don't have to film it
We-
normal
I don't think it would be
Sure.
bullshitting us.
I have the DJI.
Okay,
Black
links
that
in
came
the
with
chat.
The Mavic 3.
There you go.
The
Nice.
ND4.
Yeah, I need to
the
subscribe to this dude
ND8,
because he's a
the
good guy.
ND16, and the ND32. And this is the example of 32
Lance,
where I was
showing you some
able to
love,
slow
man.
it down to 0.5
413.
seconds. Again, ISO as low as I could go, 100 to keep it as dark as I could, and then also close the aperture up. And the most you can close the aperture up is F11.
Sorry, Wayne.
He also was
Can
shooting.
you do
during
that,
the
Bill?
smoky
Can
day.
you
there
post
have
this?
it. Long
Can you post the
expo-
video, Bill, for later? Because yeah, I was being rude
Post
and
what
talking
video?
over it. Honestly.
Post land. This is. I'm actually playing this straight off my hard drive.
So maybe well,
Hey, you know
Lance could-
what? Hey, you know what?
Upload
You
it to
can go
your
back and
YouTube.
rewatch the video after we get done. It's the best I can tell you. I don't know
Oh
because
crap! Because I was talking, being rude.
oh, you want me to back it up? He's almost done. See, we're right here.
No, I was wondering, like,
No, I
guys
want
are-
to know how to do those light spirals that he's doing.
Yeah, I should have
That's
shut
what
up.
I
That's-
want to know.
Can you
That's
share
the
that,
goal.
like on
Back
Drone
here.
Therapy? Just can you upload the video? Will he let you upload it on Drone Therapy and share it, or Coast to Coast and share it?
I'm going to be a total YouTube slut whore bitch and say no. People can rewatch the replay, and if Lance wants to upload it, Lance can upload it on
Very
his
good.
channel and get
No,
the
good
views.
idea.
Yeah, there you
Good
go.
idea. Yeah, because he
Need
should.
them
Because
views.
I've been.
I need the views.
He's probably gonna hate me because I talked through his whole video.
Well, the whole point was everybody was making the joke about him selling his shit at the beginning.
Well, if he hadn't
I
done
had
that,
no
if he
clue.
hadn't done that and he got right to the nuts and bolts, he has some really good stuff to offer, and his
Yes,
video examples are great. The video examples are great. I wish he had kind of like blended them together with the instruction and like.
Okay, wait, hang on. Now here's the
So-
thing: we've kind of had a touch of interest. The whole point. Angel and I were discussing this very thing. We wanted to know if people would genuinely be interested in this. The reason Lance isn't here tonight is today is his daughter's 18th birthday, and his
Kind of
wife
important.
said, "You're going out for your daughter's 18th
Sure
birthday
is.
dinner that you
Sure.
forgot and committed to your drone buddies."
For
And he was like,
what?
"Yes, ma'am."
Ah, that can be a problem.
Nah, that ain't
for
a problem. He
sure.
did the right
So
thing.
anyway,
He did the
so
right
but
thing.
and we've already discussed it with him about coming back at a future point, because all of us want to know how to make the badass pictures, to make the badass videos and stuff. But those kinds of shows take time and effort, and people need to be willing to watch. Now, I'm willing to do it. Just like Max is saying, editing sucks, but the end result is so, you feel really, really good when you put out and the thing about it is too many people get upset if they don't get 1,000 views off their video. If you bust your ass and it's good, fuck everybody else. I mean, totally fuck everybody else. If you did a good job, that's it. You can be happy with it. Don't.
Yeah.
YouTube is too fickle and too crowded with too many varying opinions for you to worry about your content not being accepted by everybody. If you've spent your time and your effort and your hours, and when you get done, you think it's some of the best stuff you've done, then you're right. It's some of the best stuff you've done. But the next time you got to do better. That's the whole point. You always have to do better. Yeah, it's tough.
And I thought that he was going to show us some of the night footage.
All right, here we go. I'm going to go. We backed up some.
With a long exposure at night, you probably, like I said, I'm going to show you some examples.
Okay.
I have from half a second to 3 seconds, and I'll put those here right now. Here's an example of a slow shutter speed. This is 1 second exposure. Notice it's also f-stop f11. If you look at the street lights, they look like stars. If I would have shot this at 2.8, it would have been a regular street light. And then my ISO was anywhere from 100 to 400.
Okay, so that's the squinting effect.
200 or 400.
That's a cool shot too, though.
Well, it is the way. Okay, hang on. I'm going to pause this. The way he explained it, though, if y'all remember, he was talking about your aperture setting. He's talking about f2.8 is your eyes wide open, and then f22 you're squinting. Like, look at something way
right. The higher the number of your f-stop, the more constricted like your pupil of your eye is. The camera's the same way.
So you're letting in a lot less light up here too.
Right.
So that's where the shutter speed will come in.
And that changes your depth of field.
You can leave that shutter open, and the more you're going to more detail you're going to get in coming in there. But like Chuck likes to point out too, the higher your ISO, the more grain and grit you're going to get in your picture in the end.
Yeah.
So they're kind of, and like I said, I actually feel a slightly bit more comfortable about what the fuck I'm talking about for once, because I'm getting a small inkling of what I'm actually talking about. So
I like what Lance is doing with the, I mean, like you can't use this stuff for like a whole video, but for like a little bit of B-roll in a certain video, it's really awesome to do like the really slow shutter speed and, long shutter shots.
I also had a neutral density filter of ND32. That's the strongest one I had.
Then we had them, and then we got serious, and they're like, oh, no, man.
At ISO
Go back to the squirrel moment.
And f-stop f11.
Bring back the squirrel. Bring back the squirrel.
Iris up some. I didn't want a lot of light in there. So to do that during the day, I really set my aperture as closed as possible, and I bring my ISO down as much as I can, which is 100. Here's an example of
you
my
said he brought
ND32.
ISO down and aperture down, Bill?
Yeah, that's what it sounded like he said, but I'm like, how did... Because, well, no, it is awful bright. Look how bright it is.
100 and f-stop f11 to close the...
but then he opened up the shutter. Then he slowed his shutter, though, then.
He said ISO 100 and aperture f11.
So then he must have opened
some.
Well, how do you do that without getting overexposed if he slows the shutter?
To do that during the day, I really
half a second shutter speed.
Set my aperture as closed as possible, and I bring my ISO down as much as I can, which is 100.
Oh, okay. No, I got it. Because
here's an example of my ND32. I'm taking it on and off of the front of the lens on my drone.
Okay,
that's
here's
the strongest ND filter I have. They do make
so many shots in my hands like that.
Wow, look at that without the filter.
Yeah, he's totally blown out.
And they even make ND 512. I don't know for sure.
Yeah.
I have the DJI pack that came with the Mavic 3 of the ND4, the ND8, the ND16, and the ND32. And this is the example of 32, where I was able to slow it down to
Neat is this.
0.5
See, that's the
seconds.
problem though with a drone in
The
general.
ISO as low
You
as
throw
I
the
could
sky in
go,
there, and it doesn't matter what filter you
100
get on
to
there.
keep it as dark
Something
as
is going
I
to get
could.
blown out.
And then also
Yeah, Brian, I've heard
close
some
the
guys say you should mask. You can mask the sky, and then you can
Or just
fix
don't
that
get it in
on
the
its
frame
own.
if you can help it.
But you need that. You need the rule of thirds, though. You need the sky to be about a third of your shot, though, to be proper.
Depends on what
So
you're
it's a-
shooting.
Well, I guess it just you want to see the
That
horizon.
sky right there is very, very blown out.
It's very blown.
I know
out,
there's
yeah.
some haze in the air.
Smoky.
That's how-
And that's even with an ND32, it's that blown out.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But see, he is getting what he wants to down there at the bottom by way of looking at the cars. You know, they're just shadows going by. So
Yeah.
he's getting that effect. But he's losing a lot on the rest of the photo.
He
We
is,
need to
yeah, that's
ask him
lost.
too if this is actually. I mean, it looked like I said, it looks more like a hyperlapse. But I don't think Lance is very. I think that he would have done it manually if I'm But I don't. I'm
Yeah,
not,
he's the type that seems to try to play with all the different functions of the camera to try to get the shot. Where I would just be like, throw it in auto. I don't got time for this.
No auto.
really,
No, no,
truthfully-
no. I just say no to auto. No.
No, so
No, no,
because
no,
he's trying to play with the to get all the different light things that he does at
Yeah,
night.
it's cool. He's
clearly
experimenting.
playing around. Those are cool. Yeah.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
thing
Alright.
that sucks when you experiment like that, though, and you go back to edit your stuff, like crap, I'm blown out. What do
yeah,
do
I
with
think
this
he's
stuff?
like. I get this one. I think he should have had a little bit more of an angle on it. If he could have been up like another, say, 50 feet and tilted down a little bit more,
Yeah.
it
That
would have
would've
cut a
been
little
nicer.
bit of that haze off of the sky, and it would have.
Yeah, Brian, you were right that he could have. But
When you first
hindsight's
started-
2020. You're filming, you're doing this stuff. It looks great at the time.
When
you
you
get back.
when you first started the reel there, Bill, he was pointed down, and it did look good. But then he raised the camera up to get the sky in, and that's where it got blown out.
Yeah.
All right. Let's.
By the
we
way,
got-
I've played with ND1000 filters on these drones, and for what he's trying to do, that's really the only thing you can use.
so
I
it's in
have
the
one. I
daylight,
haven't
yeah.
used it yet. So
Yeah.
you guys think I should experiment with
daylight.
it on the Mavic 3? I have an ND1000.
Okay,
Yeah.
can you imagine though?
You
You
love
might be
it.
able to get it. What, a 3.5
Okay, I'll mess with
second
it.
with a
In the
1000?
daylight, yes, you can easily do 2 or 3 seconds with an ND1000.
Okay, I'm gonna
Mhm.
mess with that thing because I ended up with one. I had to buy a kit because I destroyed my 2 to 5 VND, and they sent me that plus.
What would be
1000.
the highest you could use at night though? Like a 64 or a 30?
You don't want to use any filter at night.
Yeah, you don't.
That's where you want to use your ISO and your shutter.
Mhm.
I
don't
use
know.
a UV filter at night.
Okay, but what kind of a second? Okay, I know you're talking about using an Autel. What kind of? How long
No,
is the
this-
shutter
this
open
is
for you?
This is for DJI too.
Okay, but how long are you getting the shutter to stay open?
Without losing quality, I can do a 2-second shutter with no filter.
Brian, I've
At
heard
night.
you're supposed to film. The one time you do film in normal is at night. I've heard that you don't want to use D-Log or any kind of log
Yeah,
at night.
D-Log
You
is
get more
worthless
noise.
at night. You're
You just add noise.
not getting anything.
Okay, yeah, that's what I heard. I heard
Oh.
normal is actually great for night.
I was actually born before
It's
he was
been
before he
great
passed away.
in auto format, like auto settings for the night footage here in
Yeah, yeah,
Seattle.
yeah.
Outstanding. That's
I've
all
heard
auto.
that, and then like I've filmed a little bit in lower light, and I've like, God, maybe I should have been in normal for that because it seems like
You know what? What's really got me a
Which one?
boner to do? I want to take the Mini 3 Pro and get a vertical of the needle.
so do it. What do you
Come
want?
be
on,
honest.
Bill.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on, Bill. Come on down.
Make it happen,
I
man. You got
can't
that
come to that,
1.7, that f1.7 camera.
Can you
man.
fly in the
I'm not-
city in Seattle?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, man, Angel knows all the carve
Angel
outs.
knows all the holes.
We might have to. I might have to stand on his shoulders, or he might have to stand on mine. But we can find the carve out.
Uh-huh.
No,
He knows all the cracks.
the rules for Seattle are, I guess, as long as you're not doing commercial, you can't take off from a park.
Technically, even commercial, they don't really have control.
I
I
know,
mean,
but
but-
those are the rules here, right? I think those
Yeah,
are the
well,
those are the two
it's-
things.
I guess it's just a way for them to pick up a few extra dollars here and there. But yes,
Exactly.
supposedly
They charge you?
So yes, here's the thing. Supposedly, if you have a 107 and you're flying in the city, you have to go to what is the Seattle Film Commission
The
and
film
get a
commission.
permit. Yeah, and get a permit. You have to pay them in order to fly your drone and sell the footage that you have there. And I'm like, what?
Really?
Yeah, it's a big bunch of bull crap, man.
That is a big bunch of
And they've been
Wow.
told more than once. They're like, you can't do that.
man.
Yeah, it's a bit. Well, I understand everything. You know, the city's hurting for money.
Yeah, I know they want to
considering
line
all
their
the things you've
pockets.
been
They're
through.
looking.
Yeah, but here's the thing. That's like trying to say you're in it for the community and then selling people a bunch of products and making bank off of them. You know, I mean, normally the FPV community shares all their designs and shit for free because everybody's got printers. So that's what I'd heard. So I'm not up for selling parts to make money off of people, especially in the FPV community. I thought we were a community, not a cash and carry.
Cash and carry. Stingray, I'm sorry, man. I missed your comment about experimentation and stuff. Yeah, I think we all need to
Spin up at Angels.
more.
There we go. Here's the thing.
Yeah, there you go.
I've
That's the
got
other comment.
the perfect place for us to have a Pacific Northwest fly-in. The whole point
I need
is
more
we just
vacation
got to
time.
get a touch with the people to fly there. And Angel, you know where I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Those are all the
Absolutely.
spots.
The decommissioned nuclear site that was never completed.
Oh,
There's 2 full towers that just don't have anything
oh,
inside.
I
FPV
know.
paradise.
I know.
Yeah.
I so
They
I
love
just wanna
diving
get
those
in.
You
towers.
can get awesome shots with camera drones and stuff too. But
And you'll
FPV
get
pilots
at the
wouldn't be
same
able to
time,
fly down in there.
get some beautiful footage of Rainier and potentially Mount St. Helens.
Yep.
I'm like, let's go.
And we could camp out for like 3 days too. There's a place there that we could actually camp out and just rage for 3 days. Of course, we might end up in jail if we get that.
Maybe.
Yes.
You got to go in, use your 3 batteries and get out.
Burn 3 packs and get out.
Yeah.
Like one of
Use your
those.
3 batteries. Hey,
Navy
you
SEAL
know what I did
missions
when
in and
I went
out?
to Lake Union, you know, because somebody was complaining about what I did at Lake Union, and it's like I was there and I flew 4 miles in about 45 minutes, and I got out of there.
Well, now see this place.
Nice.
This place is it's like some kind of it's like a business park. You
Yeah,
know, like
it's a business commercial park.
yeah. So I mean, but there's plenty of area to where you could probably put 100 people camping and throw up some porta johns, and you know that would be great. And if we could do it for like 2 days, it would be awesome. And we call it like the Pacific Northwest Drone Fest or something.
Well,
But
hey,
there's
we could make it happen. I think it would be a good. It might be interesting to reach
What?
out and see if they would allow us to do that.
What
I've-
time of
I've
the year are you
sent
guys
them-
talking?
huh?
What time of the year?
We
are you guys
don't.
talking?
This is, and I know somebody, Curtis Dart, used to plan all kinds of events here in Washington, but where he was the only one doing it, he got burned out fast. But he has contacts still with some people to potentially get some sponsors and stuff.
Yeah.
But I just think that would be so cool. And can you imagine the T-shirts having Drone Fest with 2 big nuclear towers sitting on the front of it?
So do you guys get some pretty nice fall colors? Say late October. Is that about when, like Oregon? That's when
I've
it
just
changes.
noticed today that like the trees are the leaves are just falling off. They're not really.
Well, I think,
Well,
I
that
think
might
it's
be
been
universally-
so dry. No,
Yeah.
it's been so dry up here that it's like early cellular death. So the
Yeah.
the leaves are just starting to go.
We've had
in
the same problem in the Northeast.
North Cascades area, like if you go up to Highway 20, you can start probably seeing some really beautiful colors. Like in the city, it's too warm at night, but definitely up past Bill, you probably got some really beautiful colors. I'll probably go up there in a couple of weeks.
I was
after-
just yeah. That's why I was wondering, like, if you guys were to do a spin-up thing, like the 3rd week of October might be like ideal for.
We could do something in Ocean Shores too. That would be a cool place.
Totally.
Wouldn't
Yeah.
I couldn't do anything this year, but selfishly I couldn't do anything this year, but maybe next year. I don't
Yeah,
know.
Mike's saying fall color for the. Okay, let's finish Lance and go back to talking about
Close
this.
the aperture up
The
is
squirrel back. Yeah, get
11.
Lance done. We can squirrel.
So there you have it, long exposure. You can change the
Shocking
exposure if
green.
you put your drone in pro mode and then change your shutter speed to
Pro
1 second.
mode.
I like he
maybe
smacked
your
his forehead.
ISO to
Yeah.
100
We need a
and
t-shirt.
f-stop,
Pro
range it
mode.
from 2.8 to f11. People say if you go above 5, 6, it starts getting soft. I don't know about that. But anyhow, experiment. If you want to subscribe
it
to
too.
my YouTube channel, I'm sure that Bill and the crew will give you my YouTube channel link.
It's in the chat.
Also, make sure you subscribe to Drone Therapy. It's a real good website for us old farts. Hope that helps. You guys
Oh,
have a
we taught
great
all
day.
kinds of things
We'll
in
see you.
there.
You did. Look at him go. He's a
Yeah, that was
salesman.
good. And we need to, I don't know. I think I need to, do I have to pay him for this?
Look at that
Hey,
old
that's
camcorder.
a
That cracks me
shout
up.
out.
Stay tuned for Drone Therapy.
I love it, man.
Oh,
love
that's
it.
nice,
That was
Lance.
good.
I think
Good
you
job,
need to
Lance.
cut that. You need to cut that, Bill, and put that at the beginning of your show, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just that little
yeah,
bit.
yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, that little tidbit right there.
Yeah.
Okay,
There's good
so
stuff in there. It's just a little fluffy. But there's
okay,
good
so
stuff.
first off, I'm going to, because we've let Ron take a nap for almost 30 minutes.
Are you feeling better, Ron?
Ron, what do you have an experience with long exposure? Do you ever do any long exposure photography with your drone or camera?
You know, I used to do a lot back in my old film days before digital, but as we rolled into digital, I haven't done a lot with it, especially with drones. So I don't have much for you there.
Well, okay. Bob, you ever done any long exposure with drones
No,
or
but-
cameras?
But I want to learn that, when he's doing halos around a girl standing there, that kind of effect is something that I want to learn how to do. I understand he's got a camera on a tripod and the drone flying and
It's a drone flying.
the shutter held open on the camera
Yeah.
while the drone flies a circle.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
So-
and then you get that nice painting.
Yeah,
stuff
that little
going on.
ring, that little painted light paint. Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
do that with you can do those with like a boba. You can do those with your iPhone.
Cell phone.
I-
your cell phone
yeah.
will do too.
I
can
haven't
do
done
it
much with the
works
drone.
wonders.
I guess
And
I'm
a
like Ron. I haven't done
a
much with the
bogus
drone.
flashlight, but that you can actually get what they call light pins to do really good light painting with,
Yeah.
and they'll see them. They'll do the spiral stuff with
Yeah.
them, and
No. You need to go with steel wool. That way, there's a good chance of somebody being burned and going to the hospital. Spirals. I mean, they're spectacular looking. They throw stuff everywhere, catches a neighbor's yard on fire.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, and you can
Right.
double exposures,
Go
multiple
in.
images. You can do all
Yeah.
kinds of stuff with long exposures, like the double exposure or multiple exposures. Like you could do like the ghost face, where like you do it goes all the way across, and you get like 6 or 8 faces across. There's a bunch of different things that you can do with long exposure. It's not just limited to a drone, although it is a little more difficult with a drone because of its limitations, as opposed to like a regular, handheld camera,
Well,
DSLR.
a camera on a tripod is just going to be more stable than even the most stable DJI or whatever drone. I mean, they're going to bounce around a little bit, but
It's just
My
a matter of
best-
finding out how to get your particular camera into manual mode
Mhm.
so that you can play with those settings to get a longer shutter speed.
and you definitely need
And a
an
lot
ND
of
filter.
digital cameras even have like a night long exposure mode button on there, so it could dial in a lot of generic settings you need.
But you're gonna need an ND filter because you need
And
to
then
slow
filter, and you
down.
mentioned earlier, you
You
need a
have to
tripod. And I
s-
don't mean like a cheap wobbly tripod. I mean you need a good tripod.
Yeah, like
This
a Peak
the- out of the
Design
new
or
one?
something. Good one.
Bill,
Okay, Brian, go ahead.
I took this last night. Let me set this up. Where I was completely and utterly pitch dark. I could not even see the wall with my naked eye across the street.
Okay.
Look at the stats on this photo. Now in the
Wow.
field, I looked down at my device and it showed 4400 ISO. I don't know why it's showing 2300 on this detail, but this is in dark with no filter. Just as an example of night
Cool.
photography. What I'm curious about is this shutter speed is very, very fast. I don't know why it took such a fast. That's almost a second, but given the ISO, there's no noisiness. Can y'all read this over here?
Yes.
Texas home of mass incarceration and voter suppression. Oh, we're not going political, but I'm just saying, I'm just using that as an example that there's no noise in this photo. And look at that high ISO.
Yeah.
I was just.
And
But
what
it
took
depends
this
on your-
picture,
It
Brian?
depends on the camera too. I mean,
Do I now?
like
What was this? What camera?
This
Yeah,
was
what camera?
the Evo Light Plus.
Uh-huh.
So how big are the
And
sensors
yeah.
on that thing?
I put it on night mode. I put it on super night mode because the ISOs will crank out much higher than the specs say it will. And this is a good example because, like I said, I could not see, if I looked across the street, I was 50 feet away. I could not see this wall with my own naked eye.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to
Well,
throw
like
that out
I'm
there.
thinking like Lori's Sony A6600 with the Sigma 16mm lens. We can run the ISO up to like 1600 or more and not have noise. But it depends on the camera and the sensor how
Yeah.
high you go. Like on a Pocket 2, if you go to 800, you go to ISO 800 on a Pocket 2, you're gonna be you're borderline usable.
Yeah, but hey, Brian, can I ask Brian a technical question? Does the what was it Light Plus?
What is what?
Well, that was the Untitled Light Plus.
Yes.
Does that have the dual ISO that the Mini 3 has?
You know, I'm wondering about that, Ron, because like I said, when I looked down at the specs of what the shot was in the field, it showed an ISO of 4400. Just then that was Windows properties of that same photo. It's only showing 2300, but you do the math and it comes pretty close to 4400.
Yeah, because the way I understand dual ISO, the first ISO does what you typically expect ISO to do, but the second ISO that helps control the noise.
Okay.
It comes in.
This is new to me. I'm not familiar with
help
dual
control
ISO.
the noise. So that would make sense that your drone may have had that.
There is a lot of things about that Light Plus I don't understand. I can try to duplicate those settings myself, and it never comes out the same. I don't know what that thing does.
That's a secret sauce they built in there.
It must be.
And that's the same thing with a lot of like even digital cameras. They have a night setting that somehow does magic that you can't do, using the triangle and dialing in yourself.
No, that was like the GoPro 10, the GoPro Hero 10 night mode.
Sorry.
It shoots amazing. And if you try to manipulate all the settings, you can never replicate it.
Yeah.
So I'm just going straight night mode. We're done.
But ordinarily, wouldn't ISO 2300 be blown out as shit?
And it'd be noisy.
It all depends on what camera, what lens, what camera sensor. A lot of factors that go into
so you're trying
Ron's
to say
right.
ISO on different cameras might translate different.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, definitely.
So like a DJI ISO of 800 might translate to an ISO on Autel of 2400 or something like that.
It totally depends, like Ron was saying, on the gear that you're using.
Yeah, like Bill, if you have a real cheap camera, the ISO is not going to be as good on that as a more expensive camera normally.
Mm-hmm.
And if it is, you're going to be pissed for buying the expensive camera.
Lori's Sony is, it's $2,000 between the camera and the lens, and you can crank up the ISO and get amazing low light footage.
Oh, definitely.
Whereas like a Pocket 2, 800 ISO 800.
Look at the sensor you're playing with, though.
Yeah.
Right.
Of course, you get what you paid for it, Chuck.
This is true. Yeah, absolutely.
Are we going to get a 1-inch
For the Pocket 3?
Yeah, are we going to get the 1-inch, Bill?
for the Pocket 3? I don't know.
I don't think so. I think you're going to
guys.
get. I think you're going to find the Mini 3 Pro camera on that thing. That's my suspicion.
Just throwing it out there now, man. I don't want
Wait a
anything
minute, so
I'd be good with that. That's a point eight.
DJI
That's a point eight,
already
right?
took the Action 2 and put it into a new case and said Action 3.
Yeah, but I'm really at least I'm hoping this. I'm hoping the Pocket 3 is the Mini 3 Pro camera on a stick.
With the same 1.7 aperture.
Yeah, I think that'd be a really usable tool for me and most creators.
Ooh,
It gets you in low light where you're not right now.
Especially you can match up. If you have both those pieces that draw in that camera.
Okay, so not a 1-inch.
Yeah, and you do them both in D-Log, and then you're really cooking.
And then let's add variable
Aperture.
For the Pocket 3.
Oh yeah, but if we can't have a 1-inch, let's give it a variable aperture.
I don't see that happening.
Well, I didn't say it was going to be less than $1,000, did I?
Don't get me wrong. My Pocket 2 is.
You know what they're going to call it? This ain't your regular pocket change.
I need a Pocket 3 because I've damn near killed my Pocket 2. The thing's making noise. I have used it and abused it. It owes me nothing. I've gotten
You used it, and didn't lube it.
Yeah, Well, I've gotten great footage with the thing. The Pocket
Long
2 has served
exposure
me
jokes.
well.
Okay, that photo I showed you, this is what it actually looks like when I was out there.
Interesting.
That's how
Yeah.
dark it was.
Wow, yeah, look at that. It's like, you know, ready to get robbed.
See the no parking sign right here?
Yeah,
But yeah,
that's all I can see.
Well, you
Is
can
that
see
guy
All I
the,
can
really
see is
got
the
a
drone
gun in
therapy
his hand?
logo in the
you can
right-hand
see-
corner,
you
upper
can
right
see
corner.
the lady's head in the shot.
Yeah, I see that.
that's,
That-
I see
That's
somebody
what we
getting
got.
mugged down in the dark section there.
Hey, man, I go for the dark section.
side.
The dark
I go
side.
for the dark
yeah.
stuff. You
He
pull a
plays
drone out to
pocket
kill these
2
lights.
pool with his pocket 2 in
The
his
Pocket
pocket.
2 is a great camera. The Pocket 3 hopefully will be the ultimate replacement.
Parking sign. The hooker was
There
standing
was
right
a
next to
parking
it.
sign. Yeah, it was lit up. It was
Yeah.
lit up. You could see it.
Yeah, I know, Andrew. I was wondering what parking sign too. I couldn't see it.
You had to give it a sec for your eyes to adjust because clearly
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell are we? I just saw the lady's head. And then I think in the lady's head,
lady's
there's a little
head.
parking sign.
Nice.
He didn't
Bring it
say
back up again, Brian. Bring it back up again.
Okay, wait a minute. That was Selena, I'll have you know.
Oh,
Okay.
cool.
Selena. Yeah, yeah.
Let
I
me,
was going to make
that
a
was-
joke, but I
Johnny.
won't.
What's up,
I
brother?
Respect.
Let me reshare.
You've missed the long exposure. You should come.
You can spool back. You can watch all the banter. If you can.
It
hear
was just make sure you wear protection.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Me babbling too much during it.
Yeah. So in
got
the middle
excited,
of the
Chuck.
head right there.
I know. I
That's
did. I'm sorry.
yeah. Do you want to hover your mouse over the stop sign? It's right there.
No
Yeah, right there.
parking
You see it?
Oh, okay. I
I
see
mean
that.
the no parking
yeah.
sign. Yeah, right there.
Right there.
I
Yeah, 'cause
can't
at
believe
first-
that's the same shot.
That is the
Let me,
same
let
shot.
me
That
see
is
if I can back
amazing.
this up a second. See,
'Cause
there's
I
a car
see it.
going by.
Yeah. I see all the stuff you showed in the other shot. It's amazing how much.
I wanted to show you though. It's not in the frame, but over here on the left in the corner,
Yeah.
there was a homeless guy sitting there watching me the whole time. And then I never saw him until they get up. Like I'm 20 minutes into my flight. Yeah, but that's me down here, by the way. See me right there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks good.
No.
Looks good. Looks good. You know what's funny is I think about you because you show some of this footage and I was like, oh man, there's some homeless people around there. Because last time I was in Houston
Stop bragging,
for a
Johnny.
conference, there was a lot of homeless roaming around. So
They're not homeless. They live here.
They live on the street as their home.
No, you know, y'all were talking earlier about tents. And they've got tent cities here underneath the freeway overpasses.
Under
The city
overpasses.
is going to put basically these heavy duty drapes so that they come down to about 6 to 8 feet off the ground so that they're protected from the wind and the rain
rain,
underneath
right?
the overpass. I mean, come on. They got it made here.
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, it's like I said, they're right on the exits getting off here, and there's probably. Well, it's not as bad as it was. There for a while, it was horrible.
It was bad, but it's still they just moved from place to place. You know,
Yeah,
King
they
County,
just moved to another area.
King County, we voted a few years ago for this. We voted for basically to help deal with homelessness. I guess King County, and so they've been buying up all these hotels and everything, and they're gonna build more stuff. And people just go in, and then if they end up leaving because they don't want to follow the rules. So there's a place actually where I go shopping at Fred Meyer. They've taken over the whole sidewalk. You know, it's kind of wild. So it's happening everywhere. But
Is it? Yeah. What is it? Oh, well, okay. That's an awkward squirrel moment. Let's go ahead and
yeah.
roll past
Sorry,
that
we'll,
one.
we'll roll
Oh
past
no, no,
that
it's
one. Roll past
okay.
that.
It's
Roll past
okay.
that. But we will.
Yeah.
But I will say to finish up on that. You know, we're gonna do a little documentary down here.
Yep, for sure. That would be cool. We definitely need to interview a couple of the people too, because some of them won't mind, but some of them will get really weirded out. How much is that
It's gonna
camera worth?
depend. Yeah, it's going to depend on the individual.
Well, it's gonna be with the shitty. It'll be with a shitty camera. You know, and
Yeah.
and
yeah, you can't bring
we're
your
just-
best gear in there unless you don't want to leave with the best gear.
We just got
Exactly,
this.
exactly.
We just
Yeah.
bought this at the pawn shop. He'll only give you $5 for it.
Yeah.
It's gonna shoot.
Yeah, and you better bring
480p.
shit to hand out too. You better like hook them up with a pair of socks. You know, everybody interviews, you give us
Yeah.
a pair of socks or something else.
They're not going to want socks, Chuck.
Bottle of Ripple.
It's like,
bag of
here,
weed,
here, man.
bag
We're,
of weed,
we're going to give you some socks.
bag of weed.
Our friend in New York suggested we give these to you. Really? What's his address?
Yeah. All right, give him weed then.
Anyway, no, I don't. I've never really. I mean, I've met some of them, and it sucks because I've met 2 or 3 people that are just people that are down on their luck, and they just don't have any, and they're still super intelligent.
Yeah.
It's just once they get in that rut, it's hard to get out.
Remember my rollover accident a year ago? The 2 dudes that pulled me out of my truck, they were homeless, and they yanked me out of my truck, and it's like
They started patting you backside.
No, I had all my shit when I got done, but I mean, no, really, they were generally good people.
There you go. That's what I'm saying. You'd be surprised.
You had a question from Uncle Bill's Toys. Bottle of Ripple.
Bottle of Ripple. There you go.
Okay, so anyway, we spent too much time on the homeless
vodka,
people.
Actually,
okay, so we talked about what we thought might
Canadian
be
Crown. That'll make them happy. Crown. The good shit.
No, they'll just sell the Canadian Crown and go buy 4 bottles of the cheap shit.
You got to bring in those little airplane bottles like they gave me on the flight, like the first class.
Anyway,
flight. A whole case of them. They're them out 1 per person,
Anyway, so okay,
2.
so we don't have any new. Wait a minute, let's go check the rumor mill on Twitter. See if there's anything here. We don't have anything. What about Inspire 3? No new rumors on Inspire 3, I don't guess.
Oh yeah, there had been some chatter
quiet
on that
this
thing.
week, Bill.
They had a video of it, but that was 2 weeks ago, I think.
When I saw it, it looked a hell of a lot bigger than the initial videos we saw.
Does anybody that's not a influencer have an Action 3 yet? Because mine's supposed to ship next week.
Except for Ron, none of us here are influencers.
Well, Chuck, I don't have an answer to that question, Bill. But can I give a little? Can I give some information on a similar product, the GoPro Hero 11?
Yeah, what's up with that thing?
Already, just today, Amazon's got the GoPro Hero 11 $50 off. It's selling for $449. If you order it before like midnight East Coast time, you can get it on Friday. So the GoPro
next
Hero
week
11
is Amazon days, right? Next week's Amazon days.
Well, Amazon days start Monday. I don't know. This sale is unrelated to Amazon days, as far as I can tell. Now, it's still not as good as getting the $399 from GoPro, but you don't have to get that crazy subscription plan to get this $449. It's just straight $50 off. And Bill, they came up with a creators kit this week with for the Hero 11, where you get the Volta, that powered grip. You get the medium mod, you get the light, and you get one of the good memory cards. I believe that's already on sale for $587, and that's a $800 some odd dollar value. So that's all I got for you in GoPro this week. But I cannot ask Chuck's question. I don't know if that product is actually shipping in 2 days yet.
Herman got his Action 3 today.
The Volta is a powered selfie stick.
Yes.
Basically.
Yes.
I have one of those that I picked up from Insta360 for my trip to Alaska. That thing's
there. You go.
So it's really handy because you can juice up your camera.
Yeah, I believe this Volta has the power of 2 or 3 regular batteries.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, I bought that to go because when we traveled by helicopter to a glacier,
you see this, Chuck?
Everything had to be on our person, and you can bring in extra batteries, so that was a way to sneak extra batteries for a camera. Anyway,
congrats to Herman.
Nice, Herman. Yeah. I'm
there you go. Guess you can order the Action 3 and get it in 2 days.
Now my ND filters from Freewell are going to show up about the same time as the camera, I guess.
For the Action 3.
Yeah.
Herman opened on the show today. The Action 3.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that part.
I'm really looking forward to getting that camera.
I was cleaning the bathroom, probably.
Because we skipped Action 2 here, and Covaction skipped Action 2. We're going right to Action 3.
There you go.
Same form factor as Action.
You don't need to upgrade every year on this stuff.
Yeah.
No, but Lori's been using the Action primarily, and she loves the form factor, so it's going to be an easy upgrade for her to get used to. And then we have the auto leveling bonus, which
that'll be nice.
Yeah, I think it'll be good. She's already she just does rule of thirds just naturally. The girl's just got the shit going, so we'll be all right.
Oh yeah, definitely got to clean the guinea pig cages.
So wait a minute, Chuck. Does Lori do your editing?
She's
the Grumpy Vlogger got his Avada yesterday.
No, Brian, we've been sharing it. Lori does the little projects. She likes to do her cooking videos and stuff on her own. So she's been learning how to edit doing those, and she's.
See, that's I'm not. There's nothing
Getting good.
that DJI has me excited right now. I was excited to get the Avata because I was going to barter for it. I was going to trade things around.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to end up with the FPV drone, but like I said, this guy, every time we were going to meet, he was like, "Oh, well, I just got contacted, and I'm supposed to go out of town again this weekend for a shoot." And I'm sitting there thinking, well, you told me you wanted this camera, but you're being completely unprofessional about meeting me to get it because you keep saying, "Oh, I'm being," I'm like, dude, I could care less how many people want you to come film motocross. I just wanted to trade my drone for your drone, and you just keep jerking my chain. So I just told him finally, I was like, dude, please don't message me anymore. I'm not. I'll keep.
Yeah, we're done.
Yeah, that guy.
What about
we've never
Stingray?
gonna do anything.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, Stingray. I started with an Osmo Action, and we like it a lot. So we stick with what we know and what we're comfortable with. So we've heard GoPro has these
I'm gonna
issues with like
come back
locking
in a
up and
minute.
stuff.
Oh, you're gonna come back in a minute. See,
Hey,
Brad's
Bill,
done this to us.
Bill, to jump on your theme, nothing has me
Really?
excited with DJI right now. They don't already have, but harking back to what you said a few minutes ago, I'm actually waiting for the Pocket 3. I'm not spending any money until I see the Pocket 3.
I'm with you, Ron. I'm trying to have my Pocket 2 survive just a little longer, but it's
I didn't
practically
even-
dead. I don't know how much longer it's going to hold together.
I didn't even want the Action 3.
Yeah,
Because once I found out it was basically the Action 2 shoved into another container, and they're
Yeah.
marketing it as the Action 3.
But the form factor's better.
Well, yeah, and some software upgrades, but I'm like, it's great that the price is not ridiculous because it's the same hardware,
Yeah, but we practically, that's the other thing, Bill. For Lori and me, we've used up our Action. Our Action's been through a lot in the last couple.
Yeah, well, that's a 3-year-old device or whatever, right?
And we've used it every single project we've done. That thing's had Action. It's been stuck on a magnetic mount on top of my truck and been through all kinds of crap.
Dude, you're married. You shouldn't be talking about that kind of action.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Action 3 too, and I would guess I just don't need an action camera.
I don't
takes
know.
as good video as
Okay.
the Action 3 does. I don't really need another action camera.
I just want Lori to have. Lori uses the Action all the time, and she'll use it freehand with a selfie stick. And
With the electronic image stabilization, yeah.
yeah, but with the better leveling capability, it's going to give her
Yeah.
even better shots. So it's
Yeah.
going to be just a plus for
Yeah,
us.
it's a fine camera if you need an action camera.
Yeah, it really is because you can get cinematic stuff out of it with NG
Brian's
filters.
going old school there, huh?
What's that? Who is?
That's the Akaso,
the
$59.
Picasso.
Oh, look at that
What?
thing.
Hey, it's
One of
great
those
underwater.
collectibles. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Angel, when did you say you needed to take off and do your thing?
I need to take off because I gotta travel. So I want to wish
Safe travels
everyone a
to
good rest
Orlando.
of their week, and
Be
I
sure to
will try
wash
to get
that
some
long
footage.
exposure off.
I will definitely do that, and I also will try to shoot some footage while I'm down there.
Shoot some
you
footage while you're down there. Damn.
Whoa, what are we gonna see? You gonna have to like blur it out and stuff? Boom, chicka, boom, bow.
Now Angel's talking about the Minnie and Mickey Mouse footage.
Is that a mouse in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? What's?
No, I'm talking about because I think the thing is that I've flown a lot in Washington, and when I went to New Orleans, I flew, and when I went to Hawaii, I flew. So this is new terrain for me,
You won't
even
be
though it's
flying
flat.
in Disney. Yeah.
Now,
you can't fly
Orlando,
in
I mean,
Disney.
Angel, did Orlando get any damage from Hurricane Ian? or were they
My
spared?
brother lives right outside of Orlando, and they said there's still a little bit
Rain.
of. It's not as bad as what you had in Fort Myers on the west side of the state,
Or
but
flooding.
there's still
Flooding.
some.
Nothing's as bad as Fort Myers
Squishy.
Yeah, nothing.
because there is no Fort Myers anymore.
Yeah.
Man, did you see
I
how
hear
the,
that in the background.
did you see how the Gulf Coast got
squishy.
sucked? Sorry, Bill. See how
No,
the Gulf
that's
Coast got
perfect,
sucked
man.
dry?
All you heard was
Crazy.
squishy.
Squishy.
It's
Did
so
you see how
squishy in
smushy? Did you see
Florida.
how the Gulf Coast got sucked dry?
We're
That
talking
was
about
insane.
hookers, and now we're on squishy.
Squishy.
Yeah,
Smushy,
well, it
squishy.
was the way the hurricane moved. It pulled all the water out of
It did. It
some of the
picked it all
bays.
up, picked it all up out of the Gulf, and dumped millions of gallons in the middle of the state.
Yeah.
Well, they're worried about the grumpy vlogger going.
Oh,
STD on it.
wow, that's super cool. I mean,
Yeah.
like I said, I'm glad that you got excited over it. I just
Lloyd, it's a great drone. I'm sure he's having a hell of a lot of fun flying this thing, just like when Lori lets me fly.
I don't
hers.
doubt that it's not great. I'm not saying that.
It
It's
is
just,
super fun.
It's just to me, it's another $1,000 toy that I'm really not gonna. I'm gonna fiddle with for about 6 or 8 months, and then I'm gonna be like, eh.
No, I actually I have the FPV drone from a year ago.
Yeah.
And it's so spindly and fragile. It's super fast, but it's spindly and fragile. This thing's a tank. And this thing, you get super cinematic shots with it because it's like a Cinewhoop. This thing is a riot, and the footage is super cool.
You've used that more than their FPV-1, right?
Yes. Yeah, I'm going to sell the FPV-1. Anybody wants an FPV-1 I'm out of this thing. I'm getting out of it.
So big and so loud. So,
maybe you could do a video like Lance, Chuck, where you show it.
There you go. Let's do the comparison and contrast.
Yeah,
that's what I said.
that.
We could do that. What I was thinking is we'll call it kind of like. Well, I know that Johnny's got his drone swap shop. So we'll call it something else. We'll just call it the
Crazy Billy's.
No, we'll call it
our prices are insane.
Or we'll call it the barter drone. Or the drone barter, or the barter drone, something like that. And then, somebody can show whatever they're wanting to sell in a video that they send in to us, right? They say, kind of like what Lance did, and say, hey, I got a Phantom 3 standard for sale, 2 extra batteries, the firmware's updated, I got a backpack with it, and I want X amount of dollars for it. Please contact me.
Really quick. It could be like when you see those used car ads, like on a Sunday, where they go through and they show all the cars with the features and stuff. Like every 15 seconds, see, there's Chuck selling this Mavic 2 Pro with 2 batteries. Everything's included. Boom, done. Next one.
Yeah, exactly. And then the thing about it is, and then we could even do something stupid like whoever did the best ad of the month or something.
Nice.
Hey,
somebody could do like the cornball ad.
Like used car ads on Sundays are great because they have the hot chicks wearing practically no clothes or they're super skin tight.
Are we gonna have hot chicks on our
Hey, if somebody wants to do that, I thought that would
new Avata, do the bungee bounce and have some chick doing that stuff. That'd be great.
We'll get some ladies down the street to participate.
Or the drone could be like pasties.
Ooh,
or the propellers. The propellers could be the pasties. The propellers could be the pasties
again.
What?
Oh, so much for your monetization this week. Sorry about that.
Nah, man. It's just what's so crazy, and what people don't realize is where your watch hours fluctuate now live. So you have to maintain that 4,000 to keep and they don't just give it to you when you get 4,000. You got to get like about
ITCH, yeah. That's
you got to get like 4,200 and keep it there before they'll send you that damn email. So, me,
but don't worry. Once the hot chicks come on here,
I was like,
you need the girls in the thongs to get the view time. I was all the way up to 38, 120 something. Are you serious, Bill? With all these shows, you're only 38?
Yes, but because it's not constant. Like this is the only thing I do is to watch the show, but then like during the week it'll fade all the way back and all the way down to 37.
Aww. We got to do some more shows during the week.
Well, yeah, I guess that. But then
Stingray says no pasties, Ron.
Yeah, we got to sell some more drones during the other days of the week.
I don't know. Ron and pasties might actually get some views. It's hard to say.
That's just Lance.
Shake your moneymaker, Ron.
But that's Lance. But Lance will cut up like the rest of us. But that's like when Lance is in business mode. That's Lance. That's Lance.
Yeah.
He's an educator. You can tell.
An educator.
I mean,
but when he's with us flying drones, he cuts up like the rest of us do.
Yeah. We were having a good time with him.
He's
listen, guys.
Tonight, though.
I need to run.
Go.
See you, Angel.
Safe travels, Angel.
Oh, wait, I gotta ask you something. Have you seen Angel? Have you seen what the hell? Super Pets.
Super Pets. No.
Yes, the villain in Super Pets is a guinea pig.
Oh,
I like guinea pigs.
Okay. It's a hairless guinea pig, and it's what's her name? Kate McKinnon plays the hairless guinea pig.
Okay.
Well, the reason because you said you clean the guinea pig cages, that's why I
got 3 guinea pig cages. I'm gonna be away for 5 days, so I got to get these things cleaned, give them a bath, and get them clean, and finish unpacking. So, I will. Everyone have a great rest of the week.
Safe travels, my
friend.
friend.
Be good. We'll talk later. Okay.
All right. Have a good one.
Take care.
All
right. Bye.
Yes.
Bill, I'm gonna run too. I'm getting the sleepies here, whatever. I can get my nap in today.
Well, yeah,
There we
because you
go.
didn't really have any long exposure information. So, Ron, before you
He's a
take
rough-
off, Ron,
rough host.
give me 2 show ideas for next week before you leave.
Show ideas. You mean like topics for the show?
Yes, yes.
Well, for next week, that's a whole lot could happen in 1 week, but I have to give them now. I'm drawing a blank here.
Okay,
Well,
blank.
You know,
Blank.
Ron, what you did this
It's like the
week,
match
the
game.
the
Blank
cover for
something.
the Mini 3, that new,
Oh, yeah,
mount cover.
I got the box here on the cover. But
Yeah.
I get the box.
What is that? That's
Yeah.
for the.
I
That's
like.
the-
I've
that's-
already bought that.
That's exactly
I,
like what I have on my Mavic 3. That's the same kind of cover.
Yeah, where
I
it
don't
completely
understand
covers
what
all
the
the
problem
sensors
is.
and
The color
everything.
matches the drone perfectly.
I mean,
Nobody cares about the color of
topic
it, but the
would be
functionality of it's important. That looks like
I
a
don't
really good.
understand
So
the problem.
it has
Accessories
a little groove
that
in there where
work.
It locks it slides the camera gimbal right up there. It
I
doesn't
don't-
wobble like the clear one.
You
I don't-
mean
but I
versus
don't
the
understand.
Darth Vader frickin' thing?
That's a
The
nice one on. That's a nice one on the Mavic 3.
Yeah.
I still
But
don't
did you see
this
understand
is
the
why
one? The
Sunlight.
y'all are
Enterprise
so-
drone has a real nice clear gimbal guard like that.
I still don't understand what's wrong with the one that came with it.
with what?
If you don't keep that piece of foam, mine gets all crooked
Oh.
in there.
Yeah, it's kind of a
No,
dance. like
Ron, there's actually a gap in there, so there's space. So
I know
You
I know
have
it's
to-
designed for all that, but when I'm in the field, I can put that thing on half a dozen times before I get it on there right.
I don't
I
even
have
have any
Ron's
trouble.
problem when I
I
go
don't
to
ever have
put
any
like
trouble.
the
Bill, you want a
OEM
topic?
gimbal guard is a little tricky. You have to get the camera lined up just right. If you
No,
do, it's easy.
That's
If you
what I'm
don't,
saying. The topic
struggle.
is accessories that work.
No.
and what Ron has works great. And then same thing with the
not only
Mavic
does
3.
it work, but cheap. It's $11.99.
Well,
That is sweet.
Okay,
yeah.
so
affordable.
okay, next
Yeah.
week is drone accessories.
Ooh, there we go.
I want to do a get away
Mine's
from the
even
drone
cheap drone accessories.
Cheap drone.
Well, it
accessories
doesn't
even
matter.
better.
It doesn't matter because that way we're even a more broad field. So
There
we'll
you
say, so somebody might have like I still got this thing that Curtis hooked me up with. What the hell is it? The damn. Of course, I don't use my tablet anymore. What's the damn mount called? The super expensive fancy one
Yeah. The
With the air-
For what?
for
tablet
For the
mount.
camera?
the tablet mount that goes
For
onto your.
put a tablet in your drone on your
Yeah,
Mav
yeah.
mount?
What was it? Mav mount. Yes.
Man
Mav
bound.
mount.
Huh?
That
Mav
was the
mount.
one.
Yeah, and it's like made with the airplane metal and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Aircraft grade aluminium.
Yeah, aluminium.
Somebody had the Mav mount guy on your show, but I forget who it was. Bob, was it you who had the Mav mount guy on your show?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bob. Yeah, I thought
Yeah,
so.
William Jensen. He's
Yeah.
kind of gotten to be a friend. We've had a number of conversations. I want to tell you though, this community, I put on the Mini 3 Pro group. I found a protector for the sticks on the RC, on the DJI RC.
Yeah, I have that
I-
thing.
I
have that thing.
posted a
I
protector.
saw when you reposted that. I saw that. Yeah.
I posted that, and no, that's not quite it.
Oh boy.
Okay, that's
I
not
vote
yours.
to fly
You
your
mean
drone.
this thing?
Read some
Bob,
of
you
those
mean this
comments.
thing?
Well, I got it in my hand.
It goes on this?
Yes.
This is
Oh, that's different from mine. This is PGY Tech. This is
Yeah,
goes
Chuck.
same idea,
Chuck.
but yours is much more compact.
Chuck, did you
Much
see?
more compact.
I saw
And I
this.
I
Strong
saw
like mule.
it online.
Yes, I want to fly your drone.
Strong like mule.
I want to fly your drone.
I'm
Read
just
me
running the other way as
controller.
fast as I'm
Read
just
some of the
dropping the drone
comments.
and running for my
Give
life.
me
That's
really-
controller.
Within hours,
bought and buy.
I had someone online had printed this for me and sent it FedEx the next day. I
So
was
the-
like
I think
fascinated.
we made
Yeah.
It
Brett
worked superb.
The advantage to that one, Bob, is it doesn't cover up this stuff on the end.
What is this?
No.
What is this?
And I can
What-
use
what-
the love handles. on it.
Yes, yes. So it's like I don't care about that stuff, but if you
Good
do,
night,
this
everyone.
one,
See you next week.
Well, yeah, thanks, Ron. Appreciate it.
Thanks,
that's
Ryan.
the disadvantage to this one because it covers up all that stuff
Wait a minute,
on
wait a minute,
the
wait a-
bottom
wait a-
end.
Did you
Yeah.
wait a minute? Did you say gimmick handles? What gimmick handles with
The
the
love
hook in your mouth?
handles. The stuff
Gimmick
that Jonas
handles.
sells.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, they
No,
work
but this is what you're
well.
talking-
I don't
right,
know.
see,
I'm
Bob,
just
it covers
saying-
up,
I'm just saying that most everybody
you know,
else in the community prints that shit for free. Either they
Yeah.
print it for free or they send out what's the code or whatever. There's something. But normally they
the
share all
file
that
name
shit,
or
man.
whatever, and it
Yeah,
goes
yeah,
on.
whatever. And I'm just
STL file.
everybody that knows me knows, yes, I'm a champion of the community first. I love the community, and I always like Kelly says, fly with other people because it enriches your experience if you can hang out with friends and fly. What?
But
I agree.
But what's being offered by some other people is the ability to just, if you have a little bit of money and you want to just buy the part, you can.
Yeah.
And I see no harm in that, right? I mean, it's a business for somebody, and
No,
that's cool.
I sent the guy.
So,
the guy
it's
didn't,
all
you
good.
know, he asked for the postage, you know, and I sent him $25, you know.
Yeah,
so
that's cool. That's
you know, I
awesome.
mean, but you know,
But the whole point is that guy was paying it forward. He's just like, I can't afford. I can print it for you. I got plenty of filament. That's no problem. I just need you to pay me for the shipping. And
very nice.
you said,
That's
hey,
awesome.
that's super cool. I'm going to do something for you doing your time and effort.
Sure.
That's community based. I love that. That's
I get
fantastic.
that, but I mean, I get
can
the
totally
other
get
side.
and
of
it
it
happened
too, where-
overnight. I mean, it was within hours.
No, Chuck.
From
I'm
the
not saying
time
I
I
got a problem.
saw the idea to the time I had one, you know.
Very cool.
I'm just saying, here's Chuck, what I'm trying to say is I totally get that. I'm not against that, but don't blur the lines and say, I'm community and use that as an advantage to further your business.
Oh, okay.
That's my issue. It's
Right.
always been my issue. I love the community. I would rather share things with the community as much as I possibly could. I would, you know, I'll let anybody fly my drones and stuff and probably stand over in the corner and shiver and shake just because you know how it is.
Yeah, you're
You know,
better
so-
than me. I mean, I won't.
But, you know, I even, dude,
You
I've
can
let,
fly my
Lori
Mini
flies.
One.
I've let,
I'll let Lori crash any,
Sure,
Lori
with
can fly
anybody.
anything I
I've let
own,
my
but-
wife fly my drones.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
that,
Lori
you know.
flies anything Lori wants to fly, I'll let her fly it. But like anybody else, no.
But like I said, to me, the community was so open armed, and me even being as strange and as quirky, and you know, I rub people the wrong way all the time just because I'm too blunt, I guess you would
Nice,
say.
Brian.
You know,
Nice.
I'm just and
You're-
just.
you're up front.
But you know,
Well,
and
like
so
you.
I'm just saying that I'm not saying because this particular situation, I totally get it. You know, that's how you feed people, that's how you do it in your family. But I'm just saying, don't merge the two and use as an advantage to further your business. I would rather you say, hey, I'm for the community and I'm giving stuff away because it's a community, or I'm here, love my stuff and buy my stuff. That's pretty simple, you know.
I get it. I know what you're saying.
That's all I'm saying.
Yep.
Anyway, so
All right.
we're going to do accessories that work. Or you didn't go to the ball game?
No.
Are you still going? Oh no,
Ball
decided
game.
not.
No, the ball game. My partner that was my buddy who was wanting to go to the game bailed out, and so I bailed out. So the Lakers and the Sun start in 3 minutes at the arena about 3 miles down the road.
Oh, okay, cool.
Put this thing back together.
Yep.
Put what thing back together? What did you take apart?
I had to put the cover back on.
Oh,
This is what went
okay.
to
So wait a
Alaska.
minute.
I used
It
this
was
controller.
3D printed, and it just snaps
No,
on
this
and
is,
off.
This is injection mold. This is from PGY Tech. They make.
How
They
much
make
was
that,
that?
and
I
you can
like
flip
that.
it up.
Well, it's nice because I
You
can
can
leave the
flip it up
sticks
and
on.
use it as a sunshade too, right?
No, it's when you take it off, it's off.
Oh,
okay.
So
Right.
there's one that you can flip up, Bob.
Yeah, I've
That's
seen
cool.
one online that you can flip up, and then it kind of becomes
Oh, I thought that
somewhat
was
of a
I
sunshade.
thought that was a version of this rubber baby buggy bumper on here that had like the hood that popped up. on it.
What the
well,
hell
no,
is
there
that?
is one that flips up like that and can be a sunshade. So
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh,
Well,
so-
this remote does struggle a little bit with bright light, but like when I was in Alaska, that was not a problem.
no, hey, I use a sunshade on my triple tech. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But this controller is really great if you're traveling light. It really is. It's an amazing controller, and the fact that it works with. Does it work with Air 2S yet?
No.
No.
Oh, wait,
that's
wait.
Too bad.
Would
That's too bad.
Then I can go back to this
Yes.
one. I have a rubber.
skin is sunshade.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's the controller condom.
Yeah, no, that I want that controller to work with the Air 2S.
That would be really great.
I
I'm
truly
sure
think that's the
it's gonna happen.
good setup.
Okay, hey, that's even better.
It's
So
gonna happen.
we'll do like first half of the show will be like you said, the accessory. Because if it's a piece of shit, then we're gonna tell everybody it's a piece of shit accessory. Because you're talking about accessories that work. I would rather tell other people like, okay, I bought
The ones
this. It's a
that
piece
don't.
of shit. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. You know, so that way
Yeah.
we can say buyer beware.
I have a
So they
few
won't-
items sitting on the shelf here that I
Yeah,
tried
some
once,
stuff that-
and
I think we all
you know,
do.
Oh, wait
Yes.
a minute. There, Bob. That's what you can do. Drone accessory rejects on the next Old Farts with Drones.
The island of
And
misfit
then
drone
give them
accessories.
away. Just like give them away.
We're
But
on the island of misfit drone accessories.
what
It's
about
Rudolph the Red-Nosed
but
Reindeer
even
comes
better?
from.
Here you go, Bob. You can give them away as prizes. You get one of those permanent paint pens and sign it. Old Farts with Drone, Bob.
Ooh, signature, the
And
signature
then send it out
edition.
to everybody. Hey, thanks, Charles. Have a good one. We're glad you came by. I'm
See
getting
you,
ready to
Charles.
wind up too, so I can actually get things
Yep.
done reasonably time here. So we'll do that.
Okay.
We'll do accessories. No matter the price range doesn't matter. So we'll do that, and then the second half of the show will be accessories that suck. Or we'll cut it in half. We'll like a quarter will be accessories that suck, and the last half of our last quarter of the show would be accessories we wish we had. How about that?
This for
could
the
be.
RC Pro is one I wish I had already in advance. As a
Yep.
How's that sound?
Yeah.
Okay, so Chuck, do you have anything coming out this week?
there is an Alaska video rolling out this week. If you like food, and you're gonna go to Alaska, you might want to watch our video.
Cool. And next up is Brian.
I have been flying a lot, as I mentioned, and I've got literally 5 unfinished videos. And it's like, I'll get to them someday.
Yeah,
They're like, all of them are like 80% done. It's like, what is the matter with me? Never have I been like this. Well,
You'll get
by the
one
way,
done.
I do have something to add for next week's. If I'm not
Okay.
flying.
What did you want to add?
No, we're going to do this next week.
Okay. And Bob coming up. And hang on.
Hey, I want to talk. Last time, I want to talk
Speaking of
about the
Alaska.
cruise. If anybody sees this now, later, whatever, I have to tell you, we're at the point where we either got to confirm all the cabins or unconfirm all the cabins.
What's the deadline,
So-
Bob?
Well, Monday would be
The 10th.
this coming Monday, maybe Tuesday, but we need to get the deposits in. So, and it's a $500 deposit, and it's fully refundable as long as we get it in by next Monday or Tuesday. And then we can go from there. And it's not until June. We got 7-8 months here to
Nice time to
before you
go
have
there.
to do anything here. But I mean, this is the case here. So I just want to put that out there. And please, if anybody's at all interested,
Go to Alaska. Trust me. If
let me
haven't
tell you,
been-
you're gonna.
Oh
you're
my
gonna
God!
see
If you
stuff
haven't
you'll
been,
never see again, and it's going to be worthwhile. And we've got
and the
great
glaciers
people.
aren't getting any better. They're melting.
No.
So see
We have
them
people
while you can.
helping
Russia's
us.
going to take it back.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
amazing.
we have people helping us that are going to make this just wonderful experience there. And I hate to sound like the salesman or the seller man here, but now is the time to act if you're thinking about doing this.
Do it.
Cool.
Okay.
All righty.
I want to go back, but I'm still not a cruise dude. But I do want to go
Well,
back.
believe me, you'll
I want to
enjoy
go north
this.
though, Bob. I need to go north now. You guys, I need north in Alaska.
Yeah,
like the old
well,
saying.
you'll
You guys are
you'll
going
enjoy
south.
this trip. I guarantee you. Nobody will have a bad time.
If
Well,
nobody's,
that's
if you
awesome.
haven't been to Alaska, you can't go wrong. The cruise is a
Yeah,
great
and
way
then
to see a lot in
please
a
make
short
sure,
period of time.
like Bob was saying, to get in touch with him. My biggest issue is I need somebody to work if we go anywhere. So if there's any caregivers in Washington State that need a job, please contact my wife at.
See you
Yeah, but no, we can't do anything because we can't find any help. She was wanting to go home to visit her family in the Philippines. She hasn't been home in like 15 years, and it's looking now like the only way to do it is for me to stay here and her to go. So I don't know. which kind of sucks because I
That
haven't.
does kind of suck.
I haven't met any of her family or anything, so
I think
that's about the only
June-
thing we can do.
Bob, I think June is an ideal time to go to Alaska too.
It's and that's also
It's
it's
not
the
the rainy
highest
season.
price time of the year.
It's
I
not
mean,
like the rain. It's rainy season when we went in August, and believe me, it rained every day. Not all day, but every day.
The middle of June is the perfect time
Mhm.
to see Alaska.
That's what we've heard. Yep.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm glad to hear all that from everybody. And like I said, like Bob said, please get with him if you want to go on the Old Farts to Alaska cruise and drone excursion. So please get in touch with him. And we do have a show lineup for next week already. We're going to do drone accessories and any kind of camera accessory that adds to your experience, microphones, whatnot. We'll go ahead and throw that in there too, because as we all know, B-roll is an important part of any drone video.
Yeah.
So
All my stuff is B-roll. What the hell?
If you're all drone, you're all B-roll. Yeah. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why.
I have a quick release on the bottom of the Pocket 2.
Oh.
Okay. It's an incredible.
How do you
I
put
can
the
quickly
tripod on
stand
that?
that up.
Wait, Bob, how do you put the so you have the tripod on the back of the
Oh, no,
case? Can
Go
you
ahead,
still
put it
use
back
your
up here.
tripod?
Yeah.
Like when you have that device on the bottom
I
of your
have a
Pocket
tripod
2.
downstairs.
Yeah.
That it's not even a tripod. It's a standard microphone
base?
stand.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
The
Okay.
That's what I was
microphone
wondering because,
stand.
like, I know what you're talking about. I was talking about using. Well, you're on camera, but the one that comes with the Pocket 2 is this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
Right
cool.
with the
I
quarter
like that
20
one
in the
too.
bottom.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
So.
I exchanged it for this one.
Okay. Yeah, I have a couple. I think we all have a couple.
This
of
is
those.
the Ulance one or
Yep.
Ulami or whatever they're
Insta360
called.
gives you one. I have one with my gimbal.
Yeah.
Yep.
It works better, and I use it with this. This is a 10,000 milliamp battery. Okay,
Nice.
that has a 1/4 inch on both
So
sides.
see, we got tons of stuff to talk about.
There's a
next
lot
week.
of stuff to talk about. Yeah, and I could show you that. I have something similar to that, Bob.
Well, like
from
I
Insta
said,
360 that
want-
does the same thing.
We can still cover.
and
we
it's
can
a
cover the
battery.
basic-
Is the
Yes, and that's killer. Like I told you when I was on the
We can
helicopter
still
trip,
cover
they limit what you can
basic
carry.
drone news and stuff like we always do. But as I mentioned earlier, we got all the drone shows are doing very similar formats with like either having one or two pilots on and introducing them, or they're just talking about the drone news and stuff, which we can all do kind of like a recap of that. But I would also like to add in some more, like we're talking about B-roll stuff, or like we were talking about doing the swap meet thing and whoever did the best commercial of the month. And I think those would be interesting things that we could add to the show that would, that would help add, because like I said, they're more community based and would help people get more exposure, I guess. And
Well, people are always trying to make better content. So one of the ways to make better content
be something
is
cool to do. With that being said, please tune in next week for drone accessories and all these wild and crazy faces. Live long and prosper. We'll see you.